Edward18. I am going to try doing a stream here. If you're tuning in, I usually take a couple of minutes to put links up to other places, so I will be right back. Alrighty, I think I got everything going. Let's see here. Not that. There we go. Okay. Well, welcome everyone to Edward 18's new place of residence. It is very crowded in here after moving everything from Grandma's place, but this is the base of operations for now. And, it's my birthday, so I got some presents here. I thought I'd open them on stream. Here's all my books and stuff, where they ended up. Got all the Ninja Turtles, Marvel Omnibuses, Dragon Balls, all the Invader Zims, everything's just shoved in here now, so it's a lot smaller than when I was taking care of Grandma's place, but I managed to get it all in here. So, here's my room. Got the GameCube over there. Got all sorts of Grandma's books there, but enough of that. This is the birthday time, so happy birthday to Edward, and we'll get to going through these. We got 2 packages from Mama Edward and 1 from Papa Edward. So, let's see here. Where should I put... Alright, we still got Unicron over there to greet the guests when they stop by. I'm just trying to get something to set up the camera on. Here we go. This should work. And let's pull all these down. Okay. Now, I don't quite remember everything that was being sent, but we'll see what is here. Which one should I start with? One of the big ones. Got a customary slicing object for the occasion. And let's see what's in here. Yeah, this is one of Mom's ones. And sorry that there hasn't been as much activity these days on the YouTubes, but I'm always making stuff on DeviantArt and all that. And let's see here. Oh! Forgot that I asked for this. This is, hello, Daniel, and, hello, John. How are you guys doing? Just going through the presents that I've been getting for the birthday. And thank you, Daniel, for becoming a patron. I hope you enjoy your time as one. Yeah, this is one that Mom sent me. This is, I believe, this was the initial ideas Miyazaki had for Princess Mononoke. And these were ideas he came up with back in the 1980s obviously it's completely different looking from how the movie turned out. But it's nice to have for just background information, how things got to where they are. Okay, that's one out of the way. Let's move on to present 2. Yeah, my day has mostly just been, I got out of bed, I went to the park, Alt Park, where my family used to take me and my brother when we were younger. And you can see all the pictures of that over on the Discord. I didn't have time to put the Discord link in the description of this, but you get the link in all the other videos I do, so you can check those out there. Now, a bit more secure with this one. Okay, come on. There we go. Alright. Got it. Get all the packaging out. Oh. Oh, this is Dad's one. Oh. I forgot about this. One of our friends passed away the other day, and he sent me a little something of the service. But here is the actual present, which I didn't even know that they had come out with an art book for the new DuckTales show, but I cannot wait to look through this. Yeah, there were some reservations towards the show when it was first being shown, but it quickly became apparent to me that it was like very... The people making it were obviously fans of everything about the franchise, and it was nice to finally have Della in something other than the original comics for once. So, I can't wait to go through this, and I love this version of Glom Goldie. Is just such a hilarious dumbass. Okay, and one last one, which should be another mom one. In the meantime, how are you all doing? I hope October and this year has been treating you all well. There we go, and there we go. Yeah, after the park, I ended up going to the bookstore, and oh, this is actually a book that I saw at the bookstore a few months ago, but they stopped having it there, so I asked Mom if she could send it. Don't know what it's about, but it looked neat, so that's another one to put over there with all the rest. And always building the collection. But let's, yeah. Here. All this stuff together. Miyazaki, Princess Mononoke Beta. And can I... Here we go. And is it gonna all fall over if I move my... Yep, there it goes. Well, you had it for a second. I'm actually curious about this, because I know nothing about the DuckTales book. I've seen the whole show, I was just shocked that this came out and I had no idea about it. I was wanting the Amphibia art book, but that hasn't come out yet. I think that's out in November, which unfortunately is a month after Edward's birthday. Oh, I thought this was part of the book. Oh, that's cool. Little collage of the characters on the back. Arguably the best version they've ever done of Donald. He is so respectable and cool, and of course, flip immediately to this guy's page. Love the episode where just the moment he uses this outfit is one of the most hilarious moments of the show. But yeah, this show was a real treat for anyone that was a fan of anything of Disney over the decades. Got things from the original comics, from the Saturday morning cartoons of the 90s, just all sorts of stuff from across the Disney multiverse in it. Oh, yeah, this, if you haven't seen the show, you definitely should, but as someone who has seen the show, I am looking forward to going through this. As well as this, I am very curious about just how things got to where they were in the final version of Mononoke with how this looks as the original stuff. But that's I guess the highlight of the birthday section of all this. Now I got a bit of stuff to clean up, but whatever. In the meantime, I guess we can get to what Edward normally does, which is doodling. And I guess here is a little preview for the comic that I've been working on over the last year. This is all you're going to get. If you want, like, all of this as it's being, like, finalized, that's all for Patreon stuff until it gets published, but yeah, it's a remake of the very first comic I ever did about 13 years ago. Yeah, it's finally happening. Cannot wait until it's all done. But no, this is for patrons only as it gets finished. So, expect all this in the early 2025, I guess. Oh, and there's concept art for the ship of the Diabolic Angel duo. Whoa. Almost lost the camera here. Let's get this into a secure fixture to be able to draw with. Ow. Okay. There we go. Is this... Okay. That's locked a bit into place. Yeah, this is Diablo Pixie. Here's some observers. These are the aliens that destroy our world in the time period, in our time period of the world my comics take place in. The comics are centuries after ours gets destroyed, so you don't really get to see this stuff, but this is all background information. Okay, got a pencil. Let's check this and that. Oh, well, I am happy you've been enjoying the comic page sketches, Ballier. Sorry, with how this tablet is, it's not as easy to see the comments as they come up, so I may be a bit delayed in responding to stuff. Unfortunately, the computer I have that's still operating is not able to really show the screen and streams anymore, but we got the live streams here. Oh, this is concept art for my horror series, which is Final Evolution. That's a completely different thing from the comics. Yeah. Oh, that's the old Christmas doodles from late last year. That was actually on stream, if I remember right. Alright, well, we should get to doodling so it's not a complete waste of a stream and just have the presents being shown. So let's open up a more fresh sketchbook. Here's the Doko doodles I put up the other day, or the other week. It's, I do the blacks on the computer, so these are still uncolored in real life. These are some concepts just for general Hagoshabot stuff in the comics. Final Evolution concepts. That's a me. That was an idea I had for the birthday picture, which ended up being something different that you see as the thumbnail for this stream. Oh, well, I'm glad someone likes the Final Evolution stuff, Bowyer. There's the concepts for the bat that's hanging in the, upper right of the thumbnail for this stream. I've begun writing the dates that I make these down to help keep track of things. Satoshi Nakai used to do that on his Resident Evil concept art stuff, so it seemed like a handy thing to do to keep track of stuff. Oh, there's a... what did I call this? Cyberbot Bento or something? I made it up at, the last hour of one of the shifts of work one night when there was nothing going on. Ah, and here's the final little painting I did the other day, which is concepts or just general doodles of stuff that actually take place in our time period, or the 2010s, not our time period. It's leading up to ours. Yeah, let's see what I should do here. If you like the Final Evolution stuff, Bowyer, how's about we start off with a monster? Now, let's see, what should I'm trying to think. There was a scene in Final Evolution that had a monster. It was in Final Evolution 0, and it had this monster that was, camouflaged into the wall of a building because its skin had browned so much that it looked like the wood that it was, propped up against. So... okay. He's, hanging on the wall. Yeah, all the creatures in Final Evolution usually used to be humans, so it's sort of taking the human form and twisting it out. But our music track has ended here, so let's move on to another one.
Smile 2 will make your heart pound out of your chest.
I don't care about Smile 2. Skip the ad. There we go. Some appropriately... oh, I know. Let's get some light in here. Yeah, I hope things are not too messy here in the house for presentation, but I still have so much stuff just crammed in from the move. It'll get sorted out as it goes. So let's make some spindly limbs here. Alright. Yeah, I hesitate on really saying too much about Final Evolution for if the series ever actually gets going, so that, it doesn't spoil everything, but there are little details here and there that I probably can let people know about. the Final Evolution 0, which is meant to be the prequel game. The adventure after it is supposed to be the one that comes out first. But 0 takes place in the town of Salina in the St. Elias Mountains of Alaska. And it's basically a town that there's a it's early January, or it's late January by the time the actual story gets going, but it's early January while it's like first starting. And it's basically this town that has a meteorite strike in the mountains. These guys go to investigate it, and then the town goes silent over the next few days. And eventually there's a group that's sent in to investigate it, and there's all these monsters that are inhabiting the town. And that's pretty much the setup for it. Got some mystery as to what all is actually going on, how things started, all that stuff. And I guess it is appropriate to, like, do monster stuff for the time of year we are in. All the Halloween around the corner. Yeah, I guess Jet Force Gemini has some pretty ominous, imposing tracks. Gives some good intensity to the background music for this time of year. And since it was a human, have some hairs still hanging off the scalp here. It isn't just humans that end up having this stuff, like, make them into this. Like, there is other wildlife that gets affected by it, but humans are the main ones that you see affected by this stuff. It probably has to do with the human curiosity of things, always getting themselves involved in things that are really not good to mess around with. That's probably the main reason you see so much human disturbingness as opposed to animal disturbingness. Let's see, rib cage. That's looking more like the ribs are torn up a bit. So yeah, we can have maybe it's been injured and has had like something cut through the chest there. But it's not dead, it's just injured and has like shaped the body around the injury, so it's still going. From what I remember, the scene with this creature ends with the characters walking off, and it like climbs up onto the building that it was like pressed up against, and it just like looks up at the moon as they keep going further. I was actually wanting to do like a journal entry of a character in the town of Selena and then put that on the DeviantArt as like just showing some of the progress of the story. I have the main story like thought out and everything. I've had that thought out since like 2007 or 8. That was just like a bare bones version of the story back then. And the fingers, it can be missing some fingers. Others will make spindly. They've stretched out in the time since they were a human. Okay. And that would be... Yeah, always gotta think of the anatomy of the person. That is the front of the arm, so that's like the muscle of the forearm, or the both before the elbow part. This is the elbow, but it's gotten all elasticy. Okay. Yeah, a lot of it is all just stretched out. And I guess these are what remains of the lips, and it's sort of fused into the gum teeth area from how it's been shredded and continued to morph. Hopefully this is not too disturbing of stuff to hear and look at, but given the time of year we are in, it kinda comes with the territory. I don't do as much disturbing looking stuff on DeviantArt as I did like a decade or so ago, but I still do from time to time. If I were having Final Evolution as my main project, there'd be all sorts of disturbing looking stuff on my DeviantArt right now. Yeah, there's the shoulder just kind of popping out of the body, just jutting. And this is the pelvis. And we can do kinda that because of YouTube guidelines for the censorship purposes. There is some genitalia detail in some of the concept arts of Resident Evil, but obviously none of that stuff ever makes it into the actual games. Other than possibly the hunters, the hunter alphas, I think, in Resident Evil Remake. I think if you look at the textures of them there, it's either that or the original Resident Evil 1 in 1996, where the textures seem to imply the hunters were like cloned from a woman with the body parts you can make out from the textures. Ding. Yeah, that's a pretty messed up looking dude monster thing. And let's put some planks of wood here to show what it was like hanging on. There we go. Yeah, Resident Evil always... 2 onwards, it kind of felt inspired by The Thing somewhat, with the kinds of mutations that would take place. 1 has a bit of that, but not nearly as much as, like, later games. It was always kind of funny to me that Kamiya, the director of Resident Evil 2, did not even want to do a horror game, which kind of goes in line with Mikami not wanting to do a horror game when they made Resident Evil 1. It's just kind of tradition to get people that don't want to do horror to do horror. Alright, I think that's enough implication of what it's hanging on. Alrighty. Well, we got our little monster guy there. Let's put in some shade in here. I could just leave this to like ink with my paints and stuff, but I don't think I really have the energy for that after today. This is just sort of a spur of the moment type of stream. Just, well, I'm gonna do some unboxing of presents, so I may as well see how the stream stuff goes at this new place. It is nice to not be at Grandma's anymore just for the end of, like, not having to deal with the selling of the place and moving things at a moment's notice and all that stuff. It's just a lot more peaceful. Like this guy. Very peaceful. Let us see what I move on to next. Boom, boom, boom. Da-dum, boom, boom. I have grown a bit tired of drawing myself over the last few days. That thumbnail took quite a while to do. But let's, Oh, I know. We can make a little Sonic Heroes here. Here we go. And let's just give him a little peace sign. And a customary little jack-o'-lantern head thing here. I hope you all can hear me well enough. I should be close enough to the microphone, or I guess the tablet that has the sound device in it. Yeah, while I was at the bookstore eating today for the birthday, I saw that Shy Kong, the greatest AI president's video maker ever, uploaded the final episode of the AI presidents in, like, Mario Party. And it's been a ridiculous ride, but it has been hilarious to watch over the year. I think Jeb Bush has kidnapped his brother George Bush and Joe Biden, and so Trump and Obama are, like, rescuing them. It's gotten surprisingly intense for some joke president AI thing. Okay, reposition. There we go. Okay. That's better. Yeah, I can't really angle this because, like, the tablet is wrapped around my throat and neck, but hopefully it's good enough. I'm tired. It has been a bit of a day so far. And it'll be a bit of a day to come with the books I now have to look at. I have so many art books and stuff saved to my computer from over the years. Great materials to make videos with whenever I make videos. Don't get to do it nearly as often as I want to, but every so often I do manage to eke one out here and there. And if this were in color, I'd probably give Sonic, like, red eyes to make it look all Halloween and evil looking, or mischievous looking. He's too happy to be truly evil. I guess this mask thing would be pushing his ear to the side, so it's not really, like, where it would be. There we go. Yeah, Sonic's always an easy, fun guy to draw. I should give him more decorations than just the pumpkin thing. So, okay, maybe a cape, like a vampire cape. People always used to, like, make Genocide City pictures with, like, a horror theme to it. which I never thought that it was supposed to be that, so they always felt kind of weird to me when they did that. I always figured it was supposed to be like a burning city and stuff, sort of like a Crisis City. In actuality, Genocide City, or Cyber City as it was later renamed, was just an act that was turned into Metropolis Zone Act 3. That's why there's 3 acts to that zone. Makes it a bit more epic feeling to have that for one of the final levels, but at the same time, I do want the beta stuff of Sonic 2. The whole time travel stuff originated from that. Not sure if that's like was put into CD from that or if they just had the same idea to do time travel, but it's interesting to have the development around that time. And it is kind of cute how in the new version of Sonic Generations they mention the time stones. Oh, right, that. I actually was doodling ideas for that, but only got to Doko and Tesley Valier. Then my whole birthday picture had to take priority with how close it was getting to the birthday. Let me see if I have... Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is, Frankenstein, Doko, and Mummy Tesley. And that's the only 2 ones I got to. But maybe I'll have time to work on some more in the days to come. I'm not sure with how often I'm going into actual work nowadays, but we'll see if I get to more. I want to get some Sonic art books at some point, but the problem with them is there's never enough, like, actual concept art to me. Of course, there's never enough concept art in general in art books. Like, I want the whole production cycle of things. Dun, 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 dun. There we go, a little festive Sonic. Yeah, I guess let's head over and take a look at some of the art book stuff I got over here. Ow! Okay, Usagi, Mononoke, no, Nausicaa. Art of Naughty Dog. I don't know if I've ever shown this on stream or not. This is, covers a lot of the stuff from, like, Crash Bandicoot all the way to, like, The Last of Us. But it doesn't have nearly all their stuff. It gives a good overview, though, goes over the history and all that. Andy, Gavin, Jason, Reuben, just them growing up together, starting their whole thing. Love these guys. Really wish they'd do a 4th game of them. I know technically there is, like, combat racing and, we don't talk about Lost Frontier, but I mean an actual 4th game, which they do show concept art of for, like, they had ideas for a 4th game, but it looked too realistic, so they ended up not doing it. Let's see, where is it? Here it is, Jak 4. That looks horrendous as a Jak game. It looks great, but it looks not like Jak at all. Some cute Daxters, but very, very different. Glad they did not do the game, if that's how it was going to be. But this Oh, this is beautiful. And yeah, I could play the original Jack games all day long, and it is very different in some of the early ideas. Oh yeah, Mummy is quite fitting for Tesley, her being an archaeologist, Bowyer. And some of the ideas, I guess, inspirations for Dreamscape, my comics, actually probably started with some stuff from this series, with the whole hyper techno ruins, like ancient ruins that are futuristic and everything. Some of that comes from Mega Man Legends, some of that comes from this, but it's always a good starting point for making a world with. Dreamscape, my comics, didn't actually start as an extension of the Freaks universe that is part of the history of my stuff. The Freak stuff I started like back in 97, but it just ended up sort of joining up together as Dreamscape developed more. Which has nothing to do with what I am showing here. I just ended up going off on a little tangent because I was just relating how things inspire things. This is stuff that was very well developed and really should have continued. If Ratchet and Clank can, this absolutely should keep going. The PS2, and then Jason and Andy dropped off and they just started making realistic looking games for Naughty Dog. Which isn't to say they aren't good games, it's just very different. Yeah, that's just one of the many, many art books I got. One of the many, many books I got. I do love me some classic Dragon Ball. This is Piccolo Daimyo. Arguably the best part of the franchise to me. Although the Red Ribbon Army saga puts up a pretty good fight in that regard. But this wonderful art, arguably the best art Toriyama did of Dragon Ball. Yeah, from, I'd say Red Ribbon to the Saiyan saga is the best art that the series ever had. Just such detail, and things are not like all jaggedy and stuff like they are later. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, if you want these are like the best way to own the manga, but obviously you gotta know Japanese to understand it. The Shoshuhens is what these ones are. I pretty much got all that I really... Well, I want the second volume also. I only got 1, 4, 5, and 6. So I want the second one and the third one. But other than that, I got most of what I want from the series. Yeah, come on. There we go. Got more Toriyama up there. Random books that I just threw in because I was trying to get things put into spots. Yeah, this is where I'm at these days. This is the Edwardian complex with all Grandma's stuff shoved over there. But I'd say this is, yeah, these will be the birthday doodles. I do thank you all for tuning in for the birthday stream. We got quite a few things to look through now. I do want to read that. Kind of interested in what it is. I have no idea. Yeah, this is quite the collection to go through. Thank you, my family members who sent all this. It is wonderful to look at. I'm sure it'll be wonderful to read through. And yeah, I think that'll be it for this stream. I'm rather worn out after today, going to the park and the bookstore and everything. And I'll see you all on the Discord. Fare thee well, mortals. Bye-bye, everyone.